am in my 53rd year. In March, I'll complete 53 years. I'm a little bit unique in this business because this is the only career I've had as an adult. For about the first 20 years, that included an insurance agency, which was sold in 1989. I don't know that the perception of a realtor has changed that much in the 50 years that I've been in it. I think people back then recognized the need to use a realtor, and as well as they do today. The first thing I did when I got my real estate license was join the Marion County Board of Realtors. I did that before I even bought my stationery, because I had the opportunity at a young age to buy a house, and I realized what benefit it was. So when I got my license, I knew that the first thing I had to do was to get my realtor pin, and that's just the way it was then. And I think it hasn't changed that much. The value, it's hard to single out one thing of the value of a realtor as opposed to the perception, but I think probably the foremost value that we have for us is the code of ethics. Yeah, as we know, the code of ethics sets the standards for conduct and professionalism in our industry and emphasizes honesty, integrity, and fair treatment of people. And there's very few professions that have that type of a code of ethics. And I think we're very fortunate that over 100 years ago, it was recognized that we needed that. Agents haven't been taught a consultative process with buyers and sellers. They should be taught that, because the consultation when you first interact with a buyer or seller are very important. And part of that is to tell them the difference between someone that has the realtor designation and someone that does not have the realtor designation. So in the consultation, that's as much a part of it as explaining to them how you're going to list their house, how you're going to come up with value, and all the things that you do to get ready to list a house, or on the same hand, working with a buyer, what you go through that. Part of that process needs to be explaining the value of a realtor as opposed to someone that's just licensed. I've often said your sphere of influence is your pot of gold. If you have a sphere, for instance, if you have a sphere of influence, if you have a sphere of people, 50 people, you have 2,500 potential clients, because those 50 people know 50 people. So there is a complete sphere of influence, because those 50 people that you know personally can refer you to the other people. So work your sphere of influence, do your marketing to the sphere, primarily to the sphere of influence, and keep in touch with them. I think it's important on a monthly basis to let them know somehow that you're still there. You know, the stats show that 80% of the customers, clients, say they would work again with the same realtor that they worked with, but something like only 17% do. Why is that? Well, it's because they forgot who they were, because the agent doesn't keep in contact with them. So you have to maintain that sphere of influence and work the sphere of influence. It's your pot of gold.